Recently, I had a doctor as a client, and one of the first things he said to me was when he came into the clinic, like, "Well, I hear you don't like doctors." And I was like, "I don't have any problems with doctors. I really respect people. But let's first agree on what we're talking about here, which is, of course, is a very good thing. So you have a specialty in what you do called allopathic reductionist medicine." And he said, "Yeah, I have another perspective on the human body, which is functional medicine. I'm a functional practitioner." Those are two very different kinds of medicine that we are performing. And he was like, "So, okay." So I said, "You do symptom reduction." That's what allopathic means, symptom. "I do function medicine. I make the body function again. That's my job. I take away the ailments, the pains, the restrictions, the discomfort, the things that makes you not feel good, that makes you feel like, doesn't work." And he was like, "Well, it kind of makes sense." And I said, "The surgeon, he cuts in most cases." I said, "I have big respect for doctors and surgeons. I have two new knees and I have a major operation on my left elbow. I know it because I have been in that industry for many, many years. Um, Many years ago, I was working in the engineering field where I was developing new lights for surgery. So I know the industry from the inside." So what it leads us to today, that if you think about when two people are discussing, right? There's like, "Hey, what you say is wrong and what I'm saying is right," and all these kind of things. It gives, in any relationship, with your partner, with your friends, family, or at work, we start arguing about this is correct and I'm more right and I have seen this and you have only seen that. What do you know about this subject? And then sometimes someone pulls the "I'm the boss" card. It doesn't mean he's right. Just means that he doesn't really understand, maybe, or he is willing to take the risk. So if you think about a very specific picture here, when two people at level are discussing, our discussion takes place here, mouth to mouth, heart to heart, eye to eye. We're discussing in this level, right? But when in fact we are not doing that, I call it the wall of fact, the wall of truths. So behind me, you see a wall, right? And that wall is the other person's wall of facts. So he's looking up and he's reading on the wall behind me, and it's a big wall. Everything that person have learned, experienced, seen, heard, everything in life is written up on this wall and is using as a fact checker. So you go and say, you say 2 and 2 is 5, and the other person looks up at the wall behind and say, "No, 2 and 2 is 4." I say still, 2 and 2 is 5 because so and so. That brings an argument. Then, if you are not recognizing that principle, that our conversation is reality taking a place above us, we are both looking up or left or right to check the wall of facts behind us. Then we bring the level down here to the personal level and say, "You're stupid. I hate you. You're dumb, you're ugly, you're everything wrong." But that's not where the conversation belongs, is it? Isn't it more that we check our reality in the wall behind us? What is the best, what is the nicest color, the most beautiful color? Is it red? Is it blue? Is it green? It depends, right? You cannot say this is better than others and this is how I want it to be. So when you fact check your wall of truth, when some people say, I don't like this person because she said so and so to me. And then you look at your wall of facts and say, but I know her as a very nice person. She have done so and so many good deeds for me and my family. They always told the truth. They have been very good friends. We have had many good memories together. I disagree with you. I find her very nice. Then you may have had other experiences that is on your wall saying, she have hurt me. She have hurt my family. We have had arguments about very, very painful things near to my heart. So if you don't fact check first, but then instead ask questions, right? What is your opinion on her? What is your opinion on that or this or the other? Then you get to actually look back. You get a secret view back to their wall of facts behind you. And you can say, you see the world from that perspective. However, I have a different experience. I have lived different things in life. I have seen different things. That changes my perspective. It doesn't mean that you or I discussing is like wrong, or that we cannot be friends or we cannot discuss things. It just means we have different perspectives because our wall of truth is written differently. So that's the point you have to think. You ask questions to get a secret view on the fact on the wall behind you from the person you're discussing with, that person's perspective. So when people say something, you can avoid many, many unlucky situations by asking them some constructive questions. Ask them, like, how do you see that? Because I have a different experience on this point, or I see it differently, because I see it when I see my wall of facts and truth behind you. I see a different perspective. When you see that, then things start to change for you, because you get that secret view. It's like you get to peek into their little secret book of facts. And then you start to understand. And when you understand a person, and when you understand a person's why for really wanting to argue with you or be against what you are saying, then you will find that it's not a dislikeful person. They are not hateful. They are not like bad people. They have seen things you haven't. They have experienced things you haven't. Then you don't need to argue. So, going back to the doctor I worked with, I didn't need to argue with him. I didn't need to be in disagreement with him. I may have my opinions. He may have his opinions. And then I can say, but our education is completely different. You see the body from this point of view. I see the human body from this point of view, from the other point of view, from what I have learned, what I have experienced, what I have seen in thousands of patients through the years. I have seen a pain pattern, a reduction pattern in pain because something or this happened, or an increase in pain. That's my lived reality. His lived reality, his education, the things he have studied is based on a different perspective. If you talk to another practitioner of any health discipline, they have a different opinion because they have learned and seen the world from a different view. So instead of arguing with people, try to think, what is on the wall behind me of their facts? They say something utterly stupid. They say it to you. But is it like that? Is it really your opinion that says something different on your wall behind you, behind him or her? Think about that.